Okay, so I think one of the goals in life would be to figure out what you love to do and then do it all the time. So I thought oh geez Louise, I thought what I loved to do was landscaping. That's all I want to do all the friggin' time is landscaping. And then what I discovered once I don't know, it was after I had my first daughter. I don't want to go to work all day long. I want to spend all day with my daughter. But I had created this life. Is this gonna work? I created this life where that wasn't really possible because I had like dug myself into a hole of where I had to pay all this money every month just to stay afloat, which I didn't realize I had done until I didn't want to be in it anymore, because it was so simple to make the money when I was in it, in the landscaping and doing it. I feel so bad that they're crying, but there's nothing I can do because Brad's out back doing an estimate. Anyway, when you're in it and you're working and you're doing something you love and the money's just coming naturally and you're able to pay for your vehicles and you're like, whoa, whatever, you're like high rolling and doing what you love, only that's all you know is this. So you have these blinders on and you're like, yeah, I like this apple in front of me, I'm gonna keep chasing the apple. Only when you become aware and you take these blinders off, you're like, holy, I'm not gonna swear, crap, there's 50,000 other apples around me, and crap, now you can't put your blinders back on because you're like, you know, and now you got a taste of it and you can smell it, and you're like, if I keep doing this, I get this, and I really want all this. So you can't do things the same way. You have to switch and do things differently. What I found is, I mean, what works? I found a million different things. I could make 10 million videos to give you all my knowledge on how you switch from going to this to that. If you're happy doing this, go keep doing this. If this is making any sense at all. To the right people, this will make sense. If you like this, do that. That's cool. But the thing is, like, I see people doing this and I find this quite often. So for example, somebody went on a vacation and he and his wife went on 2 vacations, and I was like, why don't you just move there? Because their kids are grown up, and one was Mexico, and I think he went back to Mexico, and then he went somewhere else. So 3 vacations. And I wrote him and I was like, oh, I need help with whatever. He's like, yeah, I'm in Mexico. And I was like, oh, I'm totally jealous. Jealousy is a sign that that's something you want. But if you can own it and be like, yeah, I'm jealous, I want that, then that's way better than being like manipulative, of course. But I was like, why don't you just move there? And he's like, he wrote back, I can't do that. And I wrote back, yet, ... And he wrote back like, LOL, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Because that's his belief that can't happen. You can only have so much pleasure. Oh, I feel there's nothing I can do. I know, he's coming. You can only have so much pleasure. We all have this ceiling for pleasure, wherever it came from, your parents or whatever. This is your ceiling for how much pleasure you can have, and once you hit it, you're like, no, now I have to go back. I can go to Mexico again next year. No, you can have that much pleasure all the time, and it's not a bad thing. Like, a lot of people think, like, okay, say if you drink alcohol and you hit, and you're like, oh, you find that pleasurable. I don't find it pleasurable because I don't like the aftermath, but a glass of wine here and there is cool. So sorry, they're crying. So, are you okay, Bubba? It's not fair. I have to go get Brad. But yeah, what I'm trying to say is things can be pleasurable all the time. You can live in euphoria and pleasure, and it does not have to be a bad thing. So alcohol could be considered a bad thing, to live, to be drunk all the time. They're in some type of euphoria, but it's not a good one. But you can create your own, you are always creating your own reality. So you can create a euphoria, and it can be easy. Like, it doesn't have to be hard. Nothing has to be hard. I don't think I'm even looking at the camera. I'm trying to, but okay. I am going to go get Brad and say, this is enough. No more estimate. My kitties need to get something to eat, and this vehicle needs to move so I can put them back in their little euphoria, because that's my job.